Like a stubborn tree stump, the remnant of Boko Haram insurgents are surging to terrorize people in the northeast. Suspected Boko Haram terrorists have killed a chief imam and 3 other worshippers when they attacked Ngulde community in Askira-Uba local government area of Borno State. The terrorists, numbering about 20, launched the attack by opening fire on worshippers at the community mosque in the community. Meanwhile, security operatives in Ondo State are on the trail of some bandits who kidnapped 32 persons in the coastal bus who were returning from a funeral ceremony in Benin City in Edo State. Okay, let's start with this Boko Haram insurgents. Over the weekend, we were told that the Nigerian security, operatives were able to score some big points along Borno State. So, is this in any way a kind of setback?
Yeah, I read this story of the kidnap of the deputy imam in that mosque and in Borno State on Friday, and some other worshippers. I mean, the bandits came in pretending to be worshippers too. So that's why I said, what happened in Ondo State, it's not Muslim versus Christian. Now, bandits going into a mosque, this is not the first time that is happening. Bandits are bandits, they are bad, they are condemnable. So we should not put religion to them. Yeah, Boko Haram started with Boko Haram, but then now we are beginning to see that it has gone beyond that. So it is a condemnable act.
A rampage against Muslims and Christians.
They are rampant against good people. That is the way I see it. So they went away with the deputy imam and some worshippers during Jumat on a Friday. Which act could be more despicable than that? Just like what happened in I mean, they were firing sporadically into the air, and while people were scampering for safety, they were able to grab their hostages and left with them. So they launch these attacks once in a while at a point when we are trying to celebrate that these characters have been decimated. Then there's a resurgence. They come into town, pick people, especially when we are about to lower our guards. I mean, they come in and perpetrate these evil acts. But I think the Nigerian security operatives are doing their best. But then until we're able to get to the end of this matter, I don't think their best will be good enough, because they are being paid with taxpayers' money to protect lives and property. And in a situation where it becomes difficult for us to be able to go to our places of worship, to observe our prayers on Fridays and Sundays, then it's becoming a really, really sad situation.
GK, not taking anything from the Nigerian army, our military, that they keep neutralizing these people, but these people, they keep coming back and in numbers, and they keep attacking our people. And I begin to look at their recruitment drive. I don't know, maybe it's out of poverty or out of the situation in the country that they keep, their numerical strength keeps increasing.
I think we've discussed this here before. In the absence of government, somebody must fill that role. And most of the time it is these people in the area. But it would be naive on our part to just accept that because our armed forces are dealing decisively with those people, that they will simply go into the night. That's not possible. They are still going to do stuff like this. They are still to come back once in a while. It's like we say in Yoruba, cut off the head of a fowl. It will take a while for him to stop jerking. So don't assume that because you cut off their head that they will stop doing this. Mm-hmm. This will continue, maybe not at the scale that we were witnessing a couple of years ago, but once in a while, because they're not only doing it for their own survival, they're also doing it to tell their sponsors that they're still active.
Yeah.
Because monies are coming from all over the world to make sure that this thing does not go. So they must do this once in a while. So that those bringing money from all those cells will say, yeah, our money is now being well spent. So you should expect this to happen. It's going to be rare, but that's going to go away. That's not true. It will be naivety on our part to assume that.
Now looking at on those states, that's like in the last 6 months now, Ondo State has been in the news for this terrorist attacks, and I'm not too comfortable with the way they've been operating along that area, especially Ondo North, from what happened in World War II.
Ondo is really becoming very worrisome, and to think that Ondo State has one of the most efficient Amotekun.
Can that be the reason?
No, I mean, that's why I'm trying to rationalize, to think aloud now.
They've been proactive.
Yes, the Amotekun in Ondo, in fact, last weekend, they went on an operation where they went into some of these forests to try and fish out some of these characters. But this happened. 32 people coming from
Edo State.
Coming from Edo State. So I think the governor is doing, Arakunrin, Rotimi Akeredolu, is doing his best, but I think he should do more by empowering the Amotekun operatives more, and also for them.
He has signed a bill in the State of House of Assembly so that they can be carrying arms properly now.
Yes, but I think what they were carrying before are just the Dengons. And now, you know, they work in concerts with the police and also the local hunters. And I think that has been very effective. And I think we must, I mean, when I travel on that axis quite a lot, especially on my way to Ekiti, and I see a lot of presence of Amotekun vehicles and their operatives on the roads, almost like every 10 kilometers. You see them lined up on that route in conjunction with well kitted with security, I mean with the army and the police. So I think these are just localized cases that we see, unlike it used to be in the past where on a weekly basis you hear things like this happening. I think the last kidnap case we had was quite a long time ago in Ondo State. So
we cannot run away that there will be occasions like this.
Yes, no, like
there will be no need for police force.
Do we need a foreign help to help us in combating banditry, these terrorists across the country?
No. I think right now the military are doing an excellent job. But this is an entrenched menace. It didn't start yesterday. Don't forget Boko Haram, that now transmuted to banditry, has been with us over 10 years. So it's not going to go away immediately. And like you said, there'll be a lot of local elements coming into play. Ondo is the border town coming to Yoruba land. And a lot of the people, farmers, either from Kogi, Benue, and all that. So a lot of, I'm not profiling anybody. I'm just saying that what we seem to have is that people moving down south, usually from that Okene, Yagba area, which is also very notorious for kidnapping, and now using those states as a strike point to go back to where they come from.
Now, you know, they actually share, Ondo shares a border with Kogi and even Ekiti. Now, you discover that those that were arrested in connection with the attack were actually, most of them were from Kogi. I mean, we were thinking that they are actually Boko Haram elements, but no. I mean,
so a lot of local elements are coming into play.
A lot of local elements, because especially they see kidnapping as being very lucrative. So those who have been engaged in armed robbery and some other tedious tasks are now going to kidnapping because they see it as more lucrative. So we need to break the ranks, and we need more of intelligence gathering to be able to stop some of these vices, because I think that's the Amotekun commander. They are showing that there's some.
So they are doing an excellent job.
Yes, they are actually working, but I think they need to do more And I know they have been working
What
with
they need is more manpower.
Because I wanted to ask that, do they have what it takes to combat these bandits? We have visuals of bandits. We see them with RPG. We see them with anti-aircraft guns.
Let's see what will happen to the law that will empower them to carry AK-49, SPGs and all that.
As a matter of fact, they work in conjunction with the police and the army. So,
and the civil authority,
the civil defense.
Okay, look at the guns there. Look at the guns.
Those are pump action.
Guns.
This is a step up.
Yeah.
So what they were doing when they first started.
They started with Dane guns.
Guns.
Now they have moved
this
to
is a step up. So.
Pump
But you
action.
agree with me that the bandits that we've been seeing, the terrorists that we've been seeing...
But that's what I said, let us wait for the law. Let's look at the equipment
that is in Ondo states. In other states, that even the police, they are not even able to confront these people. They still even kill military.
See, the Boko Haram elements, they don't obey any...
state laws.
Apart from state laws. And war conventions, they are not guided by any international convention. So they go all out with whatever. They can fight with acid. So they they use whatever is at their disposal. They are on a mission to kill. So whichever way they do it, but for those who protect, they have some measured steps that they must take. They have to be careful. You can't compare the kind of weapons carried by these Boko Haram elements to what we have. It is now that we are getting the area power.
Okay, I have this caller. Ondo is calling us from Karo, Nasarawa State. Thank you for joining us.
Hello, Mr. Ayo.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir, Mr. Moji. Good evening, sir. And my other father there. Yes, sir, good evening.
Okay, Ondo, go ahead.
I'm calling from local government. Yes, Nasarawa State. Mr. Moji, you talk about this issue of insecurity. Security agencies, they are doing their best, but they should see it to an end. And I want to ask you, Moji, are you sure? Because we Nigerians are beginning to be scared. Are we ever going to come to the end of this? Are we ever going to see the end of Boko Haram and bandits? Because the whole thing is like the government and the security agencies, they are overstretched. And, having said that, the IG of police in far away where he is right now, when he was making a speech, he said during the election that the police are going to make sure that the security will be in place for everybody to vote. But must we wait for election to come, just like Jonathan postponed election and push those bandits forward?
Our time is fast spent, Unju. Would you respond quickly?
Yeah, what he's trying to say is that what the police IG is saying is that they will provide security for everybody, not just in terms of election, but
during that period. Yeah.
For the end of Boko Haram, we all pray to see the end of Boko Haram.
Honestly, from 2009.
Yeah, but you see, everywhere in the world, we have all these terrorists. You don't get them away. It's like if you have a wound, it must leave a scar. So at times, there will be some localized cases that, like we see, but I can tell you that our guys are doing their best. We should encourage them to do more.
Kanika Idebalogun, I want to thank you for your contribution. Yes, Mujid Jami, thank you for your contribution. And that's our offering today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 and join us every Sunday for Journalist Hangouts on Sunday between 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Uzubaku. See you tomorrow.